right, this is Rio with Unity Gaming Group, and today we are in Star Citizen, and we're going to be doing some salvaging. As you can see by the screen, I am on a Drake Vulture right now. The Drake Vulture is a very nice salvaging ship. It's not quite as good as I would hope it would be, but it's still pretty decent. When you first start the game, this is one of the easier ships to actually use. It's a little pricey, but not much. So I would definitely recommend renting one of these and coming out here and doing the salvage missions. And I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the ship. I'm going to show you how to salvage, and then we're going to go from there. Now keep in mind, my Drake Vulture is completely stock. I don't have any special modules, no special heads on the lasers, nothing. It's just stock right off the line. So that being said, let me go ahead and adjust my mic a little bit because I'm going to have to get away from the computer just a hair. There we go. All right, so let's talk about the Drake Vulture. As you can see, right now I'm in gibbled mode, so I can move this around, and then this will salvage stuff if there's anything left on there, which there isn't because I already picked it clean. But we're going to go ahead and jump out of the seat real quick. Now, there's not really much to see in here. This is your way out. It's a door right there. Wouldn't recommend spacewalking, though. These are your module panels, which really, I mean, unless you're going to, like replace them physically, which you don't have to. You can use the Moby Glass, which is F1. Your little bedding area. You got a fire extinguisher if things get on fire. A little restroom in here. And as you can see, you can flip down the seat and do what you got to do. I mean, not that you would, I always find it funny that there are bathrooms in video games because your characters don't do that. So, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep on going. We got a little kitchenette here, a little microwave. This is where your battery is, your gravity generator, coolers, power plants. All right, we're gonna come over here. All right, and here we've got the quantum drive, life support systems, and of course a locker. I don't know what was actually in here, but yeah, it's just a locker. As of right now, though, you're better off not storing anything in your ship. I could see if you're going to go into a bunker or something, you're going to loot stuff and you need a place to put it. But other than that, don't store anything in your ship, because if your ship gets blown up or you have to claim it in a new location, you're going to lose everything in your ship. So it's not worth doing. All right, this is the bottom cargo hold. This is where all that magic happens. All right, as you can see, there's a grid. It's about I think it's a 4x4. So you can put 8 in here comfortably, and then another 8 on top of it for 16, and then another 4 here, or 3 here. No, 6 here. So, I mean, you can get almost, I think, 31 in here comfortably and still have room to walk in here. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to finish salvaging another panel so that we have a full cargo hold. And then I'll show you how that works. All right. So, what do we got? We got a dead panel here. All right, we can move. All right, let's see what we got here. There's got to be another wreckage around here because there was like 5 or 6 of them when I scanned the area. There's one. Oh, I think that turned red. I can't tell. I guess we're just going to go up there and see real quick. Oh! A little too fast. And that's what happens if you hit it. Oh, it was red anyways. Okay. Good. We already got that one. All right. Let's see what we can find. There's one down there. That one's spinning like super fast too. All right, gotta find another salvage panel. I know there's one here. Just gotta find it. There we go. There's some over here. Come over here. Slowly. I don't know if I've done this one or not. Doesn't look like it. It's not turning green for me though. Let's just get close and then see what happens. Nope, it's red. Okay, we already got it. Alright, let's try one of the other ones. There's one. That's a good one right there. These are the best ones. You get a lot off of these. I like these a lot. So we just got to get close to it without hitting it. We're going to come around to the side that's not checkered and looks like mesh. Like so. Alright, we're going to come right here. Going to get a little bit closer, just a hair. Level off to about right there. Hit gimbaled mode. Oh, that's not gimbaled mode. Then we just start scraping away at it. Oh, see, the filler station just filled up. But you would do that for the whole panel until it turns red. Since we've already filled it up, I'll go ahead and show you that part too. Let me see if I can turn on. Are the lights on for everything? No, the lights, it says lights are on. It seems awful dark though. Especially down here. I mean, it is a cargo hold. It's not supposed to be like super bright or, you know, lit up, but all right, so as you can see, we have a panel right here. This is your basically your compactor. It's going to put everything into SCU boxes for you. All right, we're full up, so what we need to do is we need to go ahead and hit eject. Now, before you hit eject, you can do this. You can click this right here. That's auto eject, right? So what happens here is if I start this with that checked, it's going to keep spitting boxes out. So while it's spitting boxes out, you could be stacking them. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. We're going to come over here to this, turn that on. We're going to pull out our max lift gravity gun. Or tractor beam, whatever you want to call it. It looks like a gravity gun. I don't know. Old school gamer. All right, so we're just going to pop this like this. We're going to move it over here into the grid. And we're going to keep doing that until we fill this whole thing up. Actually, what I'll probably do is put that over there. I like to just go ahead and start doing it from the very beginning, getting it right, because it could be a pain to get these in here. Especially the ones in the back. Like, see right there? It's because that one doesn't have a grid, but you can still stack stuff in here. And as you can see, I've got 2 high right there. I can put 2 high right here. Snug as a bug in a rug. Put this one over here. Well, we'll try to put it over here. Gotta get it close as we can. It's important that you get this as perfect as you can so that you can get more in. Doggone it. You're gonna be a pain in the butt, aren't you? Yep, you sure are. This might... Well, no, it's still turned. There we go. Still drifting a little bit, but it's not too bad. Alright, then we'll start the same row here. Turn on the light, make it a little easier. Sometimes if it detects something that's been sitting for too long, this will stop. All you gotta do is just come over here, continue ejecting. If you can get it to. There we go. Perhaps you can actually push that back further, but it didn't work that time. Okay. And now we should be completely stocked in the back here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back out. We're going to scrape more until we get 13 SU more. And then we're taking it all back to the station, dropping it in our freight elevator, under the assumption that we don't get blown up by pirates who would try to take your cargo, which happens a lot more than I like to even admit. But hey, it is what it is. It's the risk you take. I mean, you could be out here for 2 hours and grab a good haul and then lose it all in a matter of seconds. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. All right, now, as you can see, the panel is pretty much untouched. We're not going to leave this light on simply because it's a beacon to everybody that we're here, and we don't want that. So we'll go back into our mining. All right, we're good. Everything's good. Gimbaled on. Whoop. There we go. Gimbal on. All right. Basically, all we do is we're going to outline this whole thing. You got to go kind of slow. You'll see how it's cutting away at the paint. Or like the material on the outside of it. Like if you look right here, you can see where the holes start. It's easier to see without the light on now. See how it's burning away at the material outside? That's what we want. We want every little bit of that material to disappear. Now, some will tell you just, quickly do it, but I don't like to miss anything. I like to just go ahead and thoroughly do it. It might show red, but you might still be able to get another SCU out of it if you're patient and you just keep going. But yeah, do not leave your lights on out here, especially if you're out where I'm at right now. I'm in Pyro, and Pyro is like PvP haven. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the other places, like the starter sectors, like Stanton. I mean, of course everybody's hanging out there. That's because where everybody started at, right? It's a popular area. But you got to be careful because Pyro has uncovered, stations and things. You won't have an armistice to protect you if you fly in. And yeah, it could get really ugly out here really quick. I've been locked down a couple times just today. I ended up blowing up an arrow. I got into my hangar, offloaded my stuff, jumped into my my fighter, and went out there and just blew them away. Typically, I won't fire at anybody. I won't even mess with them unless I get locked on. If I get locked on, well, your intentions have been made clear. You're about to do something stupid. And if it's going to come down to who's shooting first, well, Han shot first in my opinion. And I'm shooting. So, yeah, don't lock on, missile lock me or target me and not expect me to react to that. I usually wait just briefly because sometimes it's a new player and they're just trying to figure out how the controls work, and I try to give them that benefit of a doubt. This guy was locked onto me for quite a while before I finally had enough and was like, okay. And the fact that he locked onto my Vulture first on the way in, and then immediately when I left with my Gladius and went out there, he locked onto my Gladius. So obviously he was up to no good. He was about to do something stupid. And he paid the price. He got blown up. But yeah, I don't normally like the PvP. I don't like the ship-to-ship combat. This is the kind of stuff I like to do. It's nice and relaxing. I come out here, I just get my materials, and take them back, put them in the freight elevator, get my cargo hauler out, take them to sail. So we'll go up to one of the many stations that offers, the AUC or whatever it's called, credits, and we'll sell it there. We'll make ourselves a nice little bundle of money. Things will be good, and life goes on, assuming nobody hijacks you along the way. Like I said, everything in here is a risk. But this is all you do, just back and forth. And if you're curious as to what it looks like, you can hit L and you can see where I've peeled it all off. And as you can see, I'm just slowly scraping it all off, and it's sucking it into my ship. But again, I don't like to use the light, so... Because, man, these lights, you can see them from a long ways away. See how it turned red? That means that it's almost exhausted, but that's not technically true. You see, I still got a lot of stuff there, so there's still more stuff to be had. So just because it turns red doesn't mean you have to stop on it until it's completely done. I take every last bit of it because it's one less panel I'll have to do later if I get it all now. And yes, it is kind of boring because it's very, you have to focus on it, right? So it kind of makes you tired, but it's worth it. It's one of the best ways that I've found so far of making money. I mean, you can make it doing cargo hauling and stuff too, but this is more satisfying, I guess. And it does pay a little bit better. But I hear once you get your reputation up with all the different corporations, you get better contracts, more money. So, you know, it's debatable at this point. All right, so I should have gotten it all. I did. All right, and if you look over here, as a matter of fact, I can't really mouse over to it, but if you look to the right, you're going to see HYD and QUA. They're two yellow meters, and then it says depot, and then it says 2.2/13.8 SCU. That's the amount of cargo you have. All right, so right now in internal storage, it's not including what's in the cargo bay itself, but the stuff that's internally that I've sucked in, like the vacuum cleaner. All right, so think of it like this. It's like a vacuum cleaner. You suck it in, it puts it into a bag, or in this case, a box, right? And then you spit the box out and you stack it in the back of the ship. But then you put the bag back into the vacuum cleaner and it sucks up more stuff. It's the same thing. So you can actually get about 31 crates in here altogether when you take into account the 13.8 that you can get internally, plus what you've already stacked in the ship. Normally, I can fit about 4 more crates, maybe 5 crates in there before I actually start filling this up. But just for this video, I'm just kind of doing what I'm doing. But really, that's all there is to it. Then you just have to find where to sell it. That can be kind of a pain in the butt, but it's not too bad. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick on another screen. If I can, I'll show you the website. It shows you where the best places to sell it are at and everything else. Let me see here, Discord. Okay. All right. All right. It's called sc-trade.tools/home. And this is it right. Let me see if I can drag this over to this screen. All right. So this is it right here. All right. Now, this is a very handy tool. You come down to commodities, and obviously we're doing recyclables, right? So we're doing recycled material composite, RMC. You'll hear people saying that all the time, RMC. All right, so you hit submit, and these are all the places that you can actually deliver to. Now, I've heard Sears Cannon it's danger zone. I wouldn't go there. planet side stuff, try to avoid. Selin, there's a moon, Selin. You can go there, but I wouldn't recommend that either. What I would say is either go to the Rat's Nest or Rod's Fuel. Now keep in mind in Pyro, these vultures don't have the mileage for quantum fuel that it would take to get from where you're at if you're over there by like a ruined station all the way to Rod's Fuel in supplies. So you're going to need to fuel up first. What I like to do is I'll stop at Checkmate, drop in real quick, fuel up, and then keep going. But it's up to you as to what route you take. Just remember to do your hops so that you're not going directly anywhere, because that's where the pirates are going to be. They're going to be dropping interdiction bubbles in that path so that you fly into them and then get slowed down to where they can attack you. And we don't want that. So, and also keep your eyes and your head on a swivel, because you can be coming into a station thinking you're good. You're not good. If it's ungoverned, there's no reason why they couldn't just blast you right there as you're landing. So you need to be careful. It's dangerous out in this sector. But let's get back to this. We're going to get back to doing what we got to do. Where am I at here? There we go. It's time to go get some more stuff. All right, so this one's done. There's some wreckage over there. Let's go into scan mode. Might be okay. What was that? Okay. Might be okay for that. Okay, that's a good one. It's one of my favorite ones, actually. Let's make sure we're on the right side of it, though. Oh, we were on the right side. Okay. So we're going to nose up, come down, get squared away. Try really hard not to hit it, because we don't want to send it spiraling into space. All right, go to gibble mode, and then we get started again. So think of the scraping a lot like you're using a cutting torch. So it's becoming molten and you're pushing the puddle along. Kind of the same principle. So a nice, smooth, steady. Don't go jerking it around and stuff, because then you're not going to get a full cut. And you want to get as much of this as you can. Now you can reposition your ship, and I might have to on this one, depending on how far I got to come down here. Couple of spots there that didn't quite do what I needed it to. It can get a little flaky when it's trying to, and you can adjust a little bit. There we go. Get as much as you can. This is your money, man. This is where it's at. Keep an eye on your radar. Make sure you don't have any red carrots or anything. You see a red carrot pop up, that means you've got contact and that somebody's targeting you. We don't want that. I'm at 3.1 right now. And our goal is to hit 13.0, 13.0, 13 SUs. Now, ultimately, it probably takes about, I want to say, a half hour to come up with 13. Assuming you get a really good spot where you can just go from panel to panel and you can scrape them. But that can change. It just depends. I've been out here and not found a panel for 20 minutes, and then finally found 5 or 6 of them. So it also is a matter of how lucky are you. Okay, turn on the light, see where we're at. Okay, we're doing good. Go down here. Come around to here. Turn off the light so we can see if we're cutting it. There we go. Turning red, which means we're starting to get low on this material. But we're not going to miss any of it. We're going to get as much as we possibly can. If you watch that little circle, it's pretty much telling you, hey, there's this much here, there's this much there. And the thicker and more solid it becomes, the more stuff is sitting there. So, I mean, you don't want to miss that stuff because, it's one less panel you'll have to do later because you'll have gotten as much as you can off of the last one. Also keep an eye on your water and your food. Make sure you've got plenty of crews with you because, you don't want to end up starving out here or dehydrating. I've had that happen already once or twice. Forgot to grab crews at the station. Now I'm just going to say this because it needs to be said. If you've got an active group that you like to play with, and you guys are going to be doing a lot of running around together, just know that once you get started on this, you can't just up and do whatever you want. You need to finish it. You don't want to be running around with a cargo hold full of stuff because you will get found out and they will come after you, the pirates and things. So it's important that if you begin this, get a full up cargo, take it back to the freight elevator. And this is all taking time, right? So it's not going to be like immediately. So, yeah, get what you can, get it back to a freight elevator so it's safe, and then jump into the ship and meet up with the other guys. But don't just think that it's going to be something you can just drop in hey, I need you to come out here and help me with a bounty mission. Well, I'm in the middle of doing salvage, and I can't because I've got a cargo hold full of stuff. I just saw a shadow. I don't see anything on the radar. Let's look outside. Just want to make sure there's nobody flying around me. It pays to be paranoid. That's all I can tell you. Better to be paranoid and get your cargo safe than to go through an hour of this and then have somebody steal it right out from under you. Because that sucks. Alright, that's good. I don't see... Maybe that's one? Nope, it's red. Can't tell on that one. That's going to be red. Yeah. Okay, I think I've pretty much exhausted this whole area. Come up here and just... Nope, that one turned red too. Alright, so we're good. We need to find a new place to get more of these. Now, I like to go along the asteroid belt. Somebody suggested it to me, and it's been working out really well, but I do come in a little bit so that I'm not like in the thin part of it, because then you're easier to spot. So I like to come in here and hide among the rocks. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this off, go into scan mode. All right. We're just going to pop this a few times, see what we see. Now, when you scan stuff, you see this number that just popped up, says 11,565. You're looking for a number that's divisible by 2,000. So an even number, basically. All right, so if you're looking for even numbers, that's going to be debris. The rest of it is like asteroids and things like that. Like there's one down there. 20. Did that say 28,000? That would be nice. That's going to be a big cluster of debris. We want that. I'm going to speed up a little bit.
Landing gear up.
And that's another thing, and this is a pro tip from our guys. When you're getting close to what you're scanning, use your landing gear. It gives you finite control so that you don't run into anything. Holy crap, 84,000. No, that's 24,000. All right. I was going to say 84,000. What is that, a derelict ship? Holy God. I'll be scraping on that thing for the next six years. All right, we're coming up on it now. So I'm going to drop my landing gear again. 24,000. We'll boost a little bit. We'll scan again. Usually you get to about just under 3 or around 3, and you'll actually start seeing what it is. Nope, there we go. Debris. Lots of debris. Debris. Wreckage is always good. Wow, there's a lot of it out here, man. So let's find ourselves. We'll go to the lower one first because that seems to be the easier ones. Although, it's under the belt. Nah, we ought to be alright. Not many come the other way around the planet. They go around the other side towards, like checkmate and stuff. So I should be okay. There's a nice piece right there. Not hitting it. A nice piece. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and get started on this one. Nice, even cutting torch. Smooth. Now, granted, using a mouse as a finite control can be a little tough, but it's doable. We're at 4.8 now. We need to get to 13. So 9 more SUs. Well, 8 and some change. Alright. That's as far down as I can go. There we go. Yeah, that's as far down as I can go without positioning the ship. we'll go ahead and start that first. I'm going a little bit fast because I don't like where I'm sitting. Line of sight, I'm like right there underneath the field. Come on. There we go. Coming along. Yeah, it's coming along. 5.5, we're doing good. This was a good find. It's a shame I'm not going to have the cargo space to fill up more. I've been explaining to my wife what it is I'm doing in this game right now, but I think after this she'll be, she'll have a much fuller understanding. This game's kind of crazy. I mean, for an MMO of this magnitude, and this is a big one, man. I mean, there's a lot of players, there's a lot of features. I mean, it's definitely a gargantuan project. I'm really impressed with it. Yes, there are bugs and there are things that are irritating, and you see a lot of guys in chat complaining about it, but to be completely honest, I think most of them are just complaining to hear themselves complain. I mean, yes, things happen, things you don't like, but for what it is, considering, you know, where it's at in development, I'm really impressed with it. I really like it. So you're not going to hear me complaining about Star Citizen. The only thing I complain about is when I get my cargo stolen. And even then, it's not really that big of a deal. It's just time, you know. You spend, you know, hours out here trying to get up enough stuff to make some money, and then someone, you know, yanks you around. That can be frustrating. Alright, now we're red, so let's go ahead and take a look at the light. Maybe. There we go. You can see the section right here. Which isn't really a big deal, but it just doesn't make any sense not to grab as much as you can of it. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I have kind of a reference as to where I need to be. And we're just going to go ahead and turn off the light. Okay. Just make sure we get as much as we can. Money, baby. Alright. that, my friends, is pretty darn good. Let's go down just a little bit and get that tip right there, too. I'd say that's a pretty damn good job. All right, so we're up to 7.8. We've come a long way already. Pretty happy with that. All right, so let's go ahead and look for another piece of wreckage. There should be several near me. Probably above. There it is. All right, so what do we got? We got scans. That looks like a decent one. That looks like a decent one. We're just gonna putz our way over here. Oh, there's a good one. Come up to this. These are okay too. I don't like these simply because if you look, it's curved backwards and it's kind of a pain in the butt. Doable, but still a pain in the butt. Now that one looks pretty decent, I think. No, they're the same. Darn it. All right, well, I guess we'll just start on this end then. Come over here. Get keeled out here. Even keel. Back it off a bit. Hit the gimbals. Turn off the light. Gimbals. There we go. No. Oh. Might help if I had the mining laser on. All right, so now I hit the gimbals. So now the things should just move on their own. All right. Just like a cutting torch, except when it does that weird stuff. I don't know why it's doing that, but we'll move up a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that helps. All right. For some reason, it doesn't like that angle, but it's okay. But this is what I meant about this particular one. Because of its shape, it causes some issues. But we're going to go ahead and do our best to get what we can off of it. Already at 8. Scrapey, scrapey. But this can get pretty tough on the eyes after a while if you're focusing really hard on it. So you definitely want to take a break once in a while because, oh my god. And turn down the sound because, whoops, hit the wrong button. Turn down the sound because that whining laser sound Believe me when I tell you that last night I heard it in my sleep. I had it up too loud. It's much better now, but it was way worse. Okay. 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 Looking good. We're going to slow down a little bit. You want that to disappear. If it's not disappearing, if you do this and it doesn't disappear, that means you've gone too fast. You got to slow down. Alright, this side's pretty good. Now we're going to go move the other side. Up. Bring it down. Bring it back. Get lined up. Should be good. Oops. Got needle. Alright, come over here. I hate it when I see shadows going over the ship. Makes me nervous. I'm focusing right now, and if I get blown up, I get blown up. I'm gonna try to grab that. Bless you, babe. Alright. We're covered right along. We're at 10. So maybe one more panel. And then we should have a full cargo hold. Or a full internal cargo storage. Which is just as important. Then we got to try to get back to the station to get it all processed. I don't try to process it in the ship because, one, you're not going to have enough room, right? Because you've already got the cargo hold itself full. So there's no point in spitting out crates while you're up in space. Plus, the longer you're in space, the more prone you are to run into somebody. We don't want that happening. Where are we at? We're at 10.4. Red. This one's not really a good yield. That's all right. So maybe one more panel after this, but might not even be a full one. We're almost done with this. We're going to get 12, which means we're only going to get one SCU off the next one, most likely. Before we got to turn around and head back to the station. Whoops. Bitchy hand. that about does this. Don't see anything really crazy going on here. Looks like we got it all. All right. So we are at 12.8. Yeah. All right. No problem. I'll do a small one. Whoa. Jumped up there fast. That's one of the curly ones. This ought to get it right here, though. Just adjust the ship. Bring it up. About right there. All right, now you can see on the right, under depot, where it shows our SCU cargo, you can see it says the filler station is full. That means you're full up internally and you've got cargo in the back, so you're good to go. So now we're going to go back to station, drop this off in the freight elevator, and then hopefully get there unscathed. And then, maybe later tonight, I might decide to take a cargo run out there to sell it. There's really not much to selling it. Find one of these locations that I showed you from sc-trade.tools and go to the commodities button and just find yourself a location, punch it into your nav, and then head on out there. Just be aware, you're in Pyro, man. Anything can happen in Pyro. This is like Vegas in space, okay? Anything can happen. But yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard. It's pretty easy to do salvaging. And this, like I said, it's a stock ship. There's nothing crazy going on here. Put up the landing gear. We're going to get the nav. We're going to go here to Ruin Station. I'm going to plot our route. Pretty straight shot. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and hit our quantum.
Shield system offline.
We're going to find our icon so we know what we're actually aiming at. I believe that's it right there. Yep. Going to line up, and away we go.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
The first thing we want to do is we want to get up to the station as soon as possible. Yes, I know. I'm already too close. I get it.
Shield system online.
Okay. Find ourselves a hangar. We're going to dip in, hopefully, in one piece. There's our hangar. I believe it's up top. It's hard to tell because this is a just shredded station. All right, we're going to drop down right here. Put our landing gear down.
Landing gear down.
Oh. Get straightened here. There we go. Didn't get any markings. Nobody painted a target on us. Ooh, I don't like that. Where is my hangar? I guess it's on the other side. Oh, there it is. We're upside down. That's okay. We'll flip around as soon as we get lined up. We don't want to collide with anything. And make it safely in the hangar. Preferably before it closes. Major torque imbalance. We're home.
Landing complete.
We made it in. All right. I'm not going to show you the offloading process. Well, I suppose I can give you a brief rundown of that real quick, but I'm not going to go crazy on that one because, I mean, if you can't figure that out, you probably shouldn't be playing this anyways. All right, so let's go to landing. We're going to go to repair first. Refuel. Always repair and refuel. Always. Don't leave this station without doing that. All right. And that's still processing, man. It must have been pretty bad. All right. So, first off, you see we're in the hangar. You can see from here, if I hold Z, I can pan around. You can see the freight elevator. All right. So that's what we want. We want to get to the freight elevator. So what we're going to do is we're going to maneuver the ship. So I'll bring it up. Just very gently move it to the left. I'll strafe right. Bring it back to about right here. Put her down right here. Now we're off. Back to F4. Get out the chair. Now keep in mind, you can't get out from that cargo hold back there right now. You have to come out this way. As you open the door. And away you go. Now, you're safe with air usually in your hangar, so I would recommend check your stuff. I just hit F1, make sure it says it's safe. It says it's safe. Take off the helmet. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just equip this. Carry. Take a drink. Because we're getting dehydrated. And that one's empty. Chunk that one. Woo! Grab it, another one. That's better. That one's junk. Chunk that one. Put our helmet back on. Oh, got some stuffed janolite and a fluorite. I forgot to put that in the hangar. Oh, this is what I look like. Of course, he looks better when he's got that out. Gotta love my pulverizer. This is a beast gun. But yeah. Put that away. Alright, so just for a quick demonstration, Max lift it out, snap it to the grid in here. You want to get it snapped to the grid. Alright. And then you come over here. And you're going to want to send it down, right? So you're going to hit this, and it's going to put it in here with your other ones. But that's really all there is to it. I'm going to get this offloaded, upload this video, and see what the guys are doing. Maybe they're back. Maybe, Friday night, nobody's around in Discord. But we like to go out and run like missions and do like mercenary work and stuff like that. So maybe they'll be ready to do that by the time I get done uploading and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to get on out of here. This was Rio with Unity Gaming Group, and I hope this helps you with your salvaging adventures. Let's call it adventures. And yeah, have a great night.